What is your job title?
So I am on the Waynesboro City Council. I represent the entire city as the at-large member of the Waynesboro City Council.
How long have you had this title?
So I've been on City Council now for a little over 4 years. My first 2 years on City Council, I served as the Vice Mayor, and then I served as the Mayor from 2018 to 2020, and was re-elected in May of 2020, and now serve as the council member for the at-large seat.
What is one thing you did not expect of this job?
That's a difficult question to ask, actually. I think on a personal level, I really love data and information, and I'm very proud of that. And so I think sometimes when you try to form an opinion on something that is founded in data and information, and then others fundamentally disagree with it, that can be really frustrating.
What is one thing interesting about this job?
Well, there are lots of interesting aspects to the job. I would say if I could narrow it down to one, it would be the opportunity to help shape the city. One of the reasons that I ran was I became frustrated at living in a community that I didn't think particularly was looking out for the interest of my children and kids like you, that we want to keep in the city and thrive, to keep the city moving forward and thriving. It's a great privilege to be able to help make decisions and be part of a conversation to improve our city and make it a better place.
What is the hardest thing you've done at this job?
Well, solving hard problems isn't necessarily always a bad thing. So I've had the privilege of working on a lot of hard issues. A couple that I'm particularly proud of: the renovations to Waynesboro High School, multi-million-dollar renovation that you'll get to enjoy in a couple years. As well as there was a big financial settlement, a big money settlement for the South River. And when I first got on council in 2016, our city, even though it started in our city, was to receive $0, zero benefit from that settlement. And so I worked really, really hard, and gratefully with the support of staff and my colleagues on council, we were able to become the largest recipient of those settlement dollars, millions and millions of dollars for projects in downtown Waynesboro.
How much education do you have to do this job?
So the role of a public servant and running for public office really actually doesn't require advanced degrees or fancy titles. I would say that the most important thing is that you care about your neighbor and you care about the community that you live in, and you want something better for it. And if your heart is in the right place, anyone can serve.
What does an average day of your job look like?
Well, thankfully, there's no such thing as really an average day. I would say, we have a city manager that City Council hires, and he performs the daily operations of the city, making sure that the garbage gets picked up and 911 works if we need emergency, and those sorts of things. The day-to-day operations is really talking to folks, finding out perspectives, doing research, being an advocate for the city, and then ultimately getting enough information and data to make strong and sound decisions that you believe in your heart is in the best interest of the city.
Thank you, Mr. Shorts, for having me today so I can speak with you about some of this stuff.
Thank you so much for having me, and really enjoyed answering the questions.